Essex and James, let's just lay it out there. It's a heck of a lot better being here announcing for the fans. Welcome back.
Oh, it's always fun, but yeah, last year was pretty tough. You know, pulling in the parking lot, you thought, oh, I've come to a rain out because there was nobody. Yes. They wouldn't let anybody park out there, even if they just wanted to come watch the race on their app or whatever.
We drove right in. We parked right up by the beer stand up there in turn 3.
Yes, and I parked by the helipad, and that was a no-no. I was asked to move my vehicle, which I should have, and I did. But yeah, I talked to several fans that are here already, and how about the parking lot after the campers? Man, this could be a record crowd come Saturday night, right?
I think it will be.
Double
dreams. Double dreams, baby. We can tell you this, there are 74 dirt late model drivers signed into the pit area. Those of you watching at home on FloRacing, welcome. We're glad that you're here. You're taking a look at some of the folks that are located just outside turn number 1. Again, welcome those folks that are here. Welcome those of you that are on FloRacing. And let's just rip the Band-Aid off, James. It would not be Eldora if there wasn't a little bit of drama to start the event.
Yeah, that's for certain.
Do you want me? Do you want me to? You hesitate.
I will let you do that.
Well,
I was down in the infield, and it was like, "Where's a zero?" And it's like somebody told me he's about 20 minutes out, and they just got here. What, maybe 20, 25 minutes ago?
About 20 minutes ago.
But
Scott Bloomquist, late arrival, did not make the drivers' meeting. That means he does not get a qualifying lap, and will have to start at the tail of his heat race. The more things change, the more they stay the same. I don't know what else to say.
I don't know. I don't know either.
Because I don't have anything else to say, I think it's a good time to turn it over to our infield reporters for the weekend. As always, the man with the best hair in all of Darke County, Ben Shelton, joins us, and that is not Mike Norris. Mike Norris did not change his look during the offseason. Mike is sitting on a beach in Cancun somewhere. Ruben Morales joins us. Ruben looks good in the FloRacing shirt. Ben, you always look good, brother. Guys, welcome back to the Big E.
Hey, man, we're just two tall guys hanging out in the infield down here. And, yeah, you know, I think the big news so far, Scott Bloomquist, the situation is in order to draw, you had to go through tech. Well, the car wasn't here, so they couldn't draw before draw closed, so he's going to start on the back of a heat. He doesn't get to qualify. What is super significant about that is every lap matters, and that the points tonight that you accumulate, they go toward tomorrow's heat race lineups. And Ruben, Scott's going to have a heck of a night tonight not to be starting pretty much dead last in a heat race tomorrow night.
Now, is he just playing the mind games already? We know he knows how to work that, taking the extra lap back in the days in qualifying, and obviously we know that wheel at the end of the night. Is he just playing the mind game, playing the system? We just don't know.
I'm going to say he's not playing the mind game, because if he's playing the mind game, he's not playing the numbers game, because he's given up a lot of numbers to start the night. But hey, it's Bloomquist, it's Eldora, anything's possible. Ruben, as I stand down here, I was here twice last year, and the one thing that we didn't have all of these awesome fans. So good to see the fans back in the stands. The teams last year, they were limited on how many people they could have. This year, they've got their families back. They've got all their crew members. There is a buzz down here, and I know you haven't been here in a little bit. To be down here in the Dream and to feel this and to see everything, what's been kind of your perception of the pit area?
Everyone's just happy to be back. And, man, I got to say, Roger Slack at the drivers' meeting was very emotional. He got emotional. He said just it was 58 days ago they released the schedule. Just 28 days ago they announced 100% capacity, and everyone's super excited to be here. He was emotional to see all the families back, the fans back. A lot of stress and a lot of late at night hours by a lot of people just to get here. And, Ben, it is amazing. Everyone's just super thankful to be here. They know it could be taken away, you know, and we're just happy to be back, and everyone's excited to get back, but it's all business.
Well, let's talk super stress. 4 straight nights of Dirt Late Model Dream action. Of course, tonight, prelims for the 27th annual Dirt Late Model Dream. Tomorrow night, $127,000 somebody's going to win. And once they win it, they're only going to have a few hours to enjoy it, because we're going to reset the stage on Friday as we kick off the 26th annual Dirt Late Model Dream, and then $126,000 to win on Saturday. Ruben, I've talked about it. Dustin, James, I know you guys have talked about it. If somebody can sweep this weekend, we're talking about $273,000, which is, you know, roughly what James has made to this point in the year announcing races, Dustin.
That's a fact, and I think he just spent it all down at the concession stand.
Yeah, considering how many rainouts I've been canceled by rainouts and a hack pipeline, so, you know, there you have it.
Yes.
Hey, they got the ransom money back, though, James. You should get your refund on that.
James
good to see
is
you.
also selling T-shirts down there as well, so a lot of money being generated there.
That's right. I'm going to bring up the PSG shirt probably on Friday, so
He's got
everybody
guys-
be alert for that.
He's got a PSG sticker for me, too.
I do.
He said.
We're good to go.
All right. Well, we have got, again, basically two simultaneously running, two complete shows here tonight. $10,000 on the line, James. And if you've got a pen and pad at home, it may be worth jotting down the notes because, full disclosure, we had to write down the notes for exactly how this format works here tonight. Ben and Ruben, hopefully you guys have jotted down the notes on this as well. We'll try to explain it best we can, so follow along at home. There is everybody will hot lap. The field will then split in half in Group A and B qualifying, something we've all become pretty familiar with now. The first half of the field will qualify against themselves. We'll wipe the slate clean, and then the second half of the field will qualify against themselves. And then Group A, who qualified against themselves, they will run 4 heat races, 10 laps each. The top 5 will transfer into the main event. The top 4 in those heat races will be inverted based on qualifying time. That is to say, in each of those heat races, the 4th fastest qualifier will start on the pole. The fast qualifier will start 4th. And that is for Group A and for Group B. Here's where things get interesting, James, is the top 2 in each heat and,
Yes, sir.
and the 2 fastest drivers that finish 3rd through 5th.
Right.
10 drivers get their qualifying times back.
Right.
And that's how the feature will be lined up. So the feature will be lined up with those 10 drivers getting their qualifying times back, positions 11 through 20 based on how they finish their heats, and then each group will have one 12-lap B main where the top 4 will transfer in, and that'll make up positions 21 through 24 in our dual 25-lap $10,000 to win races. Did I get that right? Is that what your notes said?
And then at the end of the night, the top point man from
the
the
wheel,
night,
yes.
he brings out we bring out the wheel of misfortune,
The
and we
wheel
spin
of misfortune.
for the invert for the heat races tomorrow night. There'll be no qualifying tomorrow night.
No qualifying tomorrow night. We'll have the traditional 6 dirt late model dream heat races tomorrow night. Of course, that'll be followed up, and we'll go through this tomorrow night. It'll be 2 B mains tomorrow night, and then, of course, the $100,000 or $127,000 to win. 100-lap 27th annual dirt late model dream.
Don't forget about the scrambles.
We got scrambles
Tomorrow
too.
night
We got
and,
scrambles.
Friday night. Saturday
the
night.
The scramble winners. They'll go on to the main event. We leave the track tomorrow night, and it's a whole new program. We start the 26th annual dirt late model dream, and just to clear the air, a lot of folks have asked, well, why is the 27th come before the 26th and things like that? Well, long story short, just a lot of logistical reasons with ticketing and with camping and that sort of thing to carry everything from last year over to the same exact weekend as this year, and then to run this year's on a couple of different dates. Look, it's a big, long process that none of us really want to oversee or be in charge of ticketing and camping and all that kind of stuff. It made a lot more logistical sense to do it this way. I really don't care because we're going to get to see 4 nights of racing here at Eldora with fans, and I think that's pretty daggone cool.
And it'll be the same way in September for the World 100. We'll run the 51st World 100 first, right? And then the 50th.
Yes, that's right.
Hey.
That's right. That'll be coming in September.
That'll be coming up soon.
So that is how things will go here this evening. We've got a lot of other cool stuff planned here throughout the course of the night as well. Michael Rigsby will be chiming in from time to time. We're actually going to hear from him in just a few moments. Ben and Ruben, they will be scaling the pit area, as always, talking with drivers, getting words, getting all the late-breaking news and information as well.
How about this weather? It was like an 80% chance of rain today. It was a little cloudy this morning, but this afternoon, I mean, you talk about hazy, hot, and humid and sunny. So it's about 85 degrees right now.
I should have been a meteorologist.
Hey, if Jim Cantori doesn't show up, we're good.
Absolutely.
Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
I know who has showed up. We just talked about him, and that is the general manager of FloRacing and the founder of DirtOnDirt.com. He's joining us right now with a very special fan, Michael Rigsby. Welcome back to the Big E.
James and DJ, thank you so much. One of my favorite segments I have done in my 14-year broadcasting career of covering dirt track racing was last year during the Dirt Late Model stream. Of course, there were no fans here. So we did profiles on fans that were missing every night. And I thought the only thing that we should do that would be fitting this year would be return to those same seats and talk to the same fans that we profiled, because right now they're actually here in the flesh. And we start with my good friend, 76-year-old Larry Tripp from Waterloo, Iowa, who's up in section SC in row 16. Larry, you're back at Eldora. How good does it feel, buddy?
Feels like home.
One of the things that really caught me when I talked to you this week was you said Eldora makes you feel a certain way. Describe that feeling to the fans at home, because I think they would share that with you.
Well, it just feels like I should be here every week, really. I mean, this place is just awesome. You see the drivers from all over the country here, and drivers you don't see at other tracks.
One thing that I loved about Larry's story, guys, if you'll recall, this resonated with people last year. He only missed one Eldora late model event since 1988. It was for a friend's wedding. That friend was then later divorced within 1 year. So he made the vow that he would never, you agree, right? We will never skip Eldora for a wedding again, Larry.
Never.
What's your, last thing, buddy, what's your favorite Eldora memory?
I think recent memory, I could go back and talk about a lot of them, but when they put Scott Bloomquist to the tail after 20 laps and he came back and won the race.
And you're a Bloomquist fan, I take it.
Betcha.
You better be careful. You might, yeah, I heard some booze, Larry.
I get some booze, you betcha.
76-year-old Larry Tripp from Waterloo, Iowa. We talked about him when he wasn't here last year. It was only right that we came back and talked about him when he was here this year. Guys, we'll have these profiles all weekend long. I've eat one each night. And again, Larry is never skipping Eldora for a wedding again, DJ and James. I promise you that.
Unlike Mike Norris, right?
That's right. Ben Shelton, who you got?
Well, we're down here on pit road. They're putting heat in the motors right now. The sun's out. It's putting heat on us. Chris Madden, you are off to a great start to the year. Second in the World of Outlaw points. 5 wins. The big question, is this the weekend you get your first big win at Eldora?
I hope so. You know, we've got some momentum going with us. Our race team's been doing great. Our race car's been fast. So hopefully we can get us a good qualifying spot here, get us a win tonight, and get the big one.
4 days here at Eldora. How tough is that for both the team and the driver when you know you got 4 nights of racing?
I mean, this is my favorite place, so I'd stay here all week and race every night if they let me.
All right, you've looked at the racetrack so far. What do you expect out of it here tonight?
I expect it to be a great racetrack tonight.
There you go, Chris Madden. He feels good. He likes the racetrack. We're going to throw it down to Ruben. He's got an interview.
Yeah, we're down here with Logan Roberson. Logan, you have 27 starts this year, and one of them in a second super late model start tonight. How much pressure does that put you here at Eldora?
Oh man, this is a lot of pressure. You know, I've always wanted to come to here, and with all these guys, I mean, this ain't gonna be no joke. Like it gets real here in just a couple of seconds, and I'm just happy to be here. And you know, I have a bunch of people behind me that makes this possible and makes my dream come true. And I just couldn't thank everybody to make this thing happen.
What adjustments do you have to do from a crate to a super late model?
We didn't change very much. We added a little bit of weight and then changed the loads, and just mainly, I don't know, just freed up for here, and hopefully we have a good car.
It's his first visit to the Big E. Logan Roberson getting ready to rock and roll into number 17.
A little further down pit road, we've caught up with Josh Rice. Josh, how would you best describe the start to the year and all the big wins that you've had?
It's been awesome, man. It's been a lot of fun. We've been really fast. If we can put a night together, we've been really good. We've been really hard to beat. But yeah, man, we're having a lot of fun. We got a lot of good help, and I think we'll be tough this weekend if we can just keep everything together.
Getting that $15,000 win with the Lucas Oil Series, the Ralph Latham Memorial at Florence. What did that do for this team confidence-wise?
Oh, it went through the roof for sure. We knew we could do it, man, but we worked so hard, man, and we just kept getting put down, and to finally pull it off, it definitely just it made racing worth it again, and yeah, man, we're having fun.
What is your favorite thing about coming to Eldora Speedway?
Just the fans and just everything, man. It's so cool to have the fans back here, and feels like home.
What's the number one thing, last question, what's the number one thing that Josh Rice has to do if he's going to get $10,000 tonight?
I got to get turned getting into one. I didn't get turned into one last weekend, and it cost me 5, but yeah, just a lot of it's going to have to be patient, and I got one of the best cars by itself up here, but if I can get to where I can steer in behind cars, I think I'll be a lot better.
Justin and James, Josh Rice, he's been fast this year. We'll keep an eye on car number 11 here tonight.
Well, you got to love people like Josh Rice, of course, Zach Dome. A couple of my pre-race favorites this weekend. It'd be neat to see You know how I feel about people winning their first ever crown jewel race like this. And there's a lot of men and a lot of first-timers here as well, DJ. And
Yeah. A lot of first timers.
A lot of first-timers here.
Ruben just talked to one of them, and Logan Roberson. Of course, Max Blair is here as well.
Right.
Max has raced here. Max raced a fast track crate late model race here back in 2012. He was actually made his way into the top 5 and got wiped out in a wreck there with about 4 or 5 laps left. He has never been here in a super late model. You've got him. You've got the driver that won the FloRacing fans vote out of Bellevue, Ohio, Ryan Missler, the 5-time Attica Raceway Park Track champ. Ryan has raced here exactly 3 times. He has never been here for the Dream. He's never been here for the World. He said he couldn't afford to put it all together. He couldn't afford the tires and everything, the time off work and all of that. He's come over here again for just 3 Sunoco American Late Model Series shows. And that is it. And so it's good to have him here with us as well. And a few others. Jensen Ford, you mentioned him, James.
Ford,
Yeah,
Dean Bowen out of North Carolina.
Absolutely.
How about the Jeff Matthews Band?
Yes.
At a 33 out of Apollo Beach, Florida.
Apollo Beach.
Of course, veteran modified and crate racer down in the Sunshine State here for the very first time. And another guy here for the first time in the late model. I think you might have heard it in the number 6 car tonight, the Rumbly 6 car, Kyle Larson. It's good to be Kyle Larson right now.
Haven't heard of him. Who are you? I'm not sure who you're referencing here.
Let's see. What has he done? He's won the last 2 Cup races. He's won the last 2 sprint car races he's been in. He drew the pole for the All-Star race in Texas Sunday night. It pays $1 million to win.
He picked up the win in the Castrol FloRacing Night in America show at Brownstown Speedway earlier this year.
Been there. Just a few, yes.
Hey guys, fun fact about Kyle Larson. Dropped him a text today because I couldn't figure out what his richest dirt win was. And he said, well, I'm pretty sure it was the $50,000 I won with the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars last year at Knoxville Raceway. And so I marked that down, and I was talking to our buddy Blake Anderson. We might see Blake out here tomorrow night. And Blake mentioned, I told him that, and Blake goes, well, let me think about it. Kyle's actually won $75,000 to be runner-up in the Knoxville Nationals, the Sprint Car Nationals. So, you know, one of those unique situations, his richest payday on dirt was actually a second-place run. But I say all that to say this. If he wins tomorrow night or Saturday night, this is going to by far be the richest wins of his career on dirt. And he's a guy that there's a lot of unknowns coming in this weekend as he doesn't have dirt late model experience here. But Dustin, we've seen it on the Castrol Tour. He goes places, he figures them out really fast and becomes a contender. Can he do it this weekend's the question.
Absolutely. I think he can. Ruben, go ahead.
And the crazy thing, I talked to him, he's not even comfy yet in a late model. So just wait till he gets comfy in one of these. And Kevin Rumley has loved seeing his growth in a dirt late model. It's going to be fun to watch him all weekend long.
The question, Ruben, is are you getting comfy down there in the pits, buddy?
You know, next to Ben Shelton, man, this is pretty big time. But yeah, I'm getting pretty comfy. This is good. This is going to be a fun weekend, guys. Thanks for having me.
It's getting pretty deep. And I tell you what, and we're going to talk about it all weekend, and I hope the race fans don't get tired of hearing about it. But just nonstop fans coming by going, it is so great to be back here. We enjoyed watching last year, but there's nothing like being at the track. And Dustin, James, and Ruben, I couldn't echo it anymore. We're glad that you're watching it flow, but man, we hope you're going to be here before the weekend's over.
And being a couple of notes to make, a couple of young guns getting some opportunities this weekend. Spencer Hughes driving the Craig Sims PCC Motorsports car that Kyle Strickler drove earlier in the year. And good to have Nick Hoffman back. He's in the Hatcher Team Zero car, and he has 12 modified wins this year, so those drivers getting a good opportunity this weekend.
You know, there's a lot of talent, and we talked about Spencer Hughes. He's got 5 wins this year in 3 different divisions, including a $5,000 street stock win. He's a very talented driver. He's driven his own stuff, along with Chris McElhaney a lot of this year. Jensen Ford is one very excited to be here. He was another one of the Flow Dream competition drivers that, like Logan Roberson, didn't get as many votes as Missler, but they still came. Jensen actually leads the Ironman Late Model Series point standings. Good to have him here with us. And just really a very eclectic field. We got first-timers, we've got veterans, and we got sunshine. I don't know what more we could ask for.
Tyler Courtney?
Tyler Courtney's not here.
Not Tyler Courtney, no sir.
Hey, we could see Tyler Courtney in late model at some point, by the way. I'll just tease that out there a little bit.
Well, you know what, Dustin? He's made the jump from midgets to wing sprint cars with no problem. He's won like 5 of his past 7 races, so why not a late model next? And one last thing, Dustin, I want to touch on. I know Ruben just talked to Logan Roberson. I was talking to Logan. I said, it's kind of ironic that you and Max Blair come here at the same time and make your super late model debut at Eldora, because they are 2 very bitter rivals back home. He said, you know what, on the track, we rough each other up pretty bad, but away from it, we get along really well. And you're right, it's really cool. The 2 Northeastern boys are making their debut at the Big E here tonight.
Well, that's great stuff, guys. Thank you. As our first group of drivers, James, begin to make their way out on the track, and they're led out by the driver of the Riggs Motorsports 81 out of Harrisburg, Illinois. That is going to be Jason Riggs. Now pulling down to his inside. It is the most recent winner here at Eldora. Just picked up a win 2 weeks ago. Out of Union, Kentucky, it's going to be the driver who won the 2003 Dirt Late Model Dream, Darrell Lanigan. Next driver on the track behind of him, coming out of turn number 4, he is the driver of the Clint Boyer Racing Rush Truck Center, iRacing.com. Number 14, out of Shinston, West Virginia, it's the Rocket Man, Josh Richards. He'll be followed out by the driver out of Chickamauga, Georgia, the 2014 Dirt Late Model Dream winner. 1 win on the year for the Mac Daddy, Dale McDowell. Look at this, James. We're riding along. We're riding. Do you see that?
That's awesome, yes.
Welcome
Absolutely.
to 2021, baby. On board camera. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, that's cool stuff right there. Who am I? Is that Mac Daddy that I'm riding with? I think it is. That's Dale McDowell. That's awesome, man. I didn't know we had that. I learned something new. Hey, behind of him, we got the number 22 out of Mount Holly, North Carolina. It's Fergie Time Chris Ferguson. He'll be followed out by the 2020 Dirt Late Model Stream winner and current Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points leader, the Paylor Motorsports, Donald and Gina Bradshaw, number 39. That's T-Mac Tim McCready. In the number 19R, he hails out of Marshalltown, Iowa. He made the Dirt Late Model Dream back in 2014, currently 6th in the World of Outlaws Late Model Series point standings. It's the Reaper, Ryan Gustin, and two more drivers on the track for this hot lap session in the middle of the back straightaway. In the 2S, it's Stormy Scott. Stormy Scott comes into the event 12th in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series point standings. He's out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. And rolling underneath the billboards on the back straightaway right now is the driver of the 7R out of Bloomington, Indiana, the 2017 Eldora Speedway Late Model Track Champion. That is K-Rob Kent Robinson. So those drivers are on the track for this first warm-up session. It'll be going green momentarily, guys.
Well, you talked about Jason Riggs, the Illinois native out there in the 81 car. He's got a top-notch crew chief this weekend. Tanner English turning the wrenches on that car. Tanner at one point was going to race this weekend, and now they're getting ready for the grueling Summer Nationals. So Tanner's here to turn wrenches on Jason Riggs' race car. Be interesting to see how the number 81 can do here this weekend. Can't say enough about the Riggs family. Huge supporters of racing, and obviously Tanner's had a breakout year. We'll look forward to seeing him back here for the World 100 come September.
Yeah, no doubt. And also Ruben, Johnny Scott from down in your neck of the woods, Las Cruces, New Mexico, on a new Longhorn this weekend.
Yeah, how about that? Johnny Scott left his modifieds in Kansas with Adam Cates, drove all the way to North Carolina to get this Longhorn, got it ready, then drove back to Tennessee where they have a shop now, and then here to Ohio. It's been a long journey for Johnny Scott. First night in a Longhorn, guys. Johnny Scott debuting that one. By the way, Johnny Scott was your Rookie of the Year for the 25th Annual Dirt Late Model Dream.
And our USMTS Modified Champion as well. Shout out to Todd Staley. I'm sure he's watching tonight.
Sure
and Janet Williams.
Yes, Todd and Janet, I'm sure, are watching back. I'm going to go out and see them here in a few weeks. Great folks there. Man, he has done, we could get hung up on this for a long time, but he has done just some absolutely phenomenal stuff for the USMTS Modified Series this year. Looks like one other driver's made his way out on the track real quick, Ben, and that is the driver out of Parkersburg, West Virginia, 4th here just a couple weeks ago. That is Fast Freddie Carpenter.
Well, while we're talking about USMTS in this set, you've got Stormy Scott, and of course Stormy got his first ever super late model win earlier this year with the Lucas Oil Series down in East Bay. Former USMTS regular, and also Ryan Gustin, the Reaper, a 2-time USMTS national champion, currently 2nd in the World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year standings. Turns out a lot of talents coming out of that USMTS tour, guys.
A lot of modified guys shining in the late model world, and it's amazing.
So, Ruben, there is hope for Hunter Marriott and Zach Vanderbeek.
Definitely. Bring them to Eldora.
I think Hunter Marriott's been busy on the back end working on stuff this year. We haven't seen nearly as much as him. And, of course, Zach Vanderbeek has been somewhat busy this year with the family stuff, too. Hopefully those guys are watching back home as this first hot lap session is officially underway. James Essex.
I didn't think we'd see this kind of sunshine, did you, the way the day started?
I should have been a meteorologist with the way they are able to predict the weather, because 24 hours ago it was an 80% chance of rain, and it is abundant sunshine here this afternoon. Let's hope it keeps up for the next 4 days. Josh Richards quickest right now with a 1:86.27. These lap times are going to pick up, obviously, and get quicker as these hot lap sessions roll on. There's a look at Jason Riggs. And the 81 as he closes in on the rear deck lid of Fast Freddy Carpenter's number C4. Ryan Gustin now on the top of the leaderboard with a 17-second lap. These guys are going to be in the 16s. Got about another lap or two. Average lap speeds right now, James, right around 90, 91 miles an hour. That's not their quickest point at the end of the straightaway. That's the average lap speed. Dale McDowell now with a 1:6.973, average speed 92.688. He's the quickest driver in warm-up session number 1.
Boy, he has been so good here, hasn't he? Especially in the Dream, hasn't he, over the last several years? I think you said it the other day. It's unbelievable, the average finish he has.
Dale McDowell has one finish outside the top 5 in this event in the last 8 years. That one finish outside the top 5 was a 6th. That's not too bad. James, next group of drivers start making their way out on the track. And
all right,
I figured
I love my monitor. See, I got 4 here.
You are so glued to the monitor they provided you with over there that you didn't even see Mason Ziegler make his way. I'll let you have this one. Go ahead.
Mason Ziegler out here, the 79. That is Ross Bales. He's in the Billy Hicks Longhorn. He comes to us out of Clover, South Carolina. As we are in the second group of hot laps here tonight at Eldora, night number 1. 10,000 to win each feature, odd and even. There's Ziggy right there in his rocket chassis out of Chalk Hill, Pennsylvania. The 79, Ross Bales. Billy Hicks out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, the car owner on that one. Also out here in this group, the 89, G.R. Smith. He's out of Statesville, North Carolina, in that J.C. Clary Broadneck Shaker entry. And the number 25, the Candy Apple Red entry, Skyline Motorsports Capital Car. That is Shane Clanton, former winner here, both the World and the Dream. He's out of Zebulon, Georgia, the 2006 World 100 winner, the Lucas Oil Black Diamond, as Earl Pearson Jr. Out of Jacksonville, Florida, the 33. In the Angry Elephant Tattoos and Piercings.
No, that's not. The Angry Elephant.
Angry Elephant. Jeff Matthews.
Is that where you got your tattoo at? The one you won't show anybody?
I did not have either one. Tattoo nor a piercing. That is Jeff Matthews out of Apollo Beach, Florida. In car 33, first trip here to Eldora Speedway, also on the track, driving the 20C car, the Winley Motorsports entry tonight. That is Insane Dwayne Chamberlain. He's out of Richmond, Indiana. And also out on the track here in this group is the 76 car. He's in the Wells Motorsports Longhorn. That is Brandon Overton. He's out of Evans, Georgia. In car 76, looking for his first crown jewel victory here at Eldora Speedway in his career.
What's his name?
Brandon Overton. We've got Brandon Overton. We've got Brandon Shepard. We've got Brandon Florida. We've got them all. You got to like Shane Clanton and Tyler Bruning's car, that Candy Apple Red 25 and 16 that's here tonight.
Can I say something on the air? I am very disappointed in my fellow DirtOnDirt.com top 25 voters. I think I'm the only one voting for Tyler Bruning in the top 25. He's had a good year this year. He's third in the World of Outlaws points. Very, very consistent. Oh, no. Smoke underneath Dwayne Chamberlain's number 20. Oh, no. Oh,
man.
Well, I'll tell you a little story. I talked to Dwayne Chamberlain back in the pits, and he and the Winleys, they were talking beforehand, and Dwayne had an uneasy feeling about the motor, and Mr. Winley told him, he said, we've got 3 of them. Dwayne said, well, we got 4 nights of racing. So I hope that is not motor number 1.
Just hope it's an oily.
Well, there's no fluid behind the car is the interesting thing. So we'll see if we get an update on that one. Is definite some smoke coming out of that race car. Man, you hate to see that. That's a driver that has not had much luck here the past few years. And as I say that, there is some fluid coming out the bottom as he's rolled to a stop. He's got dripping out the right side of the race car. They may have to go to number 2, Dustin. We'll try to get you an update.
In that group, G.R. Smith, how about that in that Longhorn Cornet?
G.R.'s been good, man.
16-170, he has been Virginia Motor Speedway, and he was good at West Virginia Motor Speedway last week.
Brandon Overton, second quick. Shane Clanton, third. James, next group of drivers on the track led out by the driver that's currently 4th in the World of Outlaws Late Model Series point standings. He's actually the 2019 Eldora track champ out of Headingley, Manitoba, Canada, in the Sniper chassis. That is Ricky Weiss behind of him. 4-time winner this year, including a $25,000 payday at Bristol Motor Speedway for the Dresden, Ohio driver of the Ty Touareg Racing. Big D's Pizza and Sub C&W Trucking number 9, that is Devin Moran. He has followed out by the driver out of Menominee, Wisconsin. He is the 1997 Dirt Late Model Dream winner in the Vonco Deputy Enterprises, weight number 28. It's Jimmy Mars. Behind Jimmy Mars is the driver of the Rocket Chassis House car. I guess he's still the reigning Dirt Late Model Dream winner from 2019 out of New Berlin, Illinois. It's Brandon Shepard coming down the front straightaway. We have two black and white 111s on the racetrack, James, rolling down the front straightaway. The first driver of the 111 out of Centerville, Pennsylvania, and the Viper Motorsports Viper Risk Management number 111. That is going to be Max Blair. Behind of him, out of Sylvester, Georgia, and the Roberts B Company, the black 111, it's going to be Stephen Roberts.
The fastest honeybee.
He is the fastest honeybee at Eldora Speedway this weekend. One other driver behind him on the track, and he is the driver out of Wapakoneta, Ohio, the four-time Eldora Speedway Modified Track Champ, the 2001 Late Model Track Champion of the Best Performance Motorsports, number 95J. It's the Jedi Jerry Bowersock. And I think one other driver snuck out on us. He's rolling down the front straightaway right now, about to head into turn number 1. He is the driver out of Meridian, Mississippi in the 11. That's going to be Spencer Hughes. Spencer Hughes. Of course, Spencer Hughes, James, remember, he was here last year at the Intercontinental Classic. He finished 20th in that race, and he is back there behind the wheel of the Sims, PPC Motorsports number 11. Ruben, quickly.
Well, yeah, first visit for Max Blair to Eldora in a super late model, coming off a very good weekend with the Outlaws 4th and 8th this past weekend.
Yeah, Spencer Hughes, last year's ComCam Super Dirt Series, presented by Lucas Oil Rookie of the Year. And he drove that car last Friday night at Circle City Raceway in Indianapolis. There's Brandon Shepard, the 2019 Dirt Late Model Dream winner, the Mercury Trucks Valvoline Rocket House car. As we are in our third group of hot laps here tonight. Right now, DJ Devin Moran, 15.854, and that's C&W Trucking. Longhorn. Now Max Blair, 15.681. And the Sean and Lisa Martin Viper Risk Management Rocket. I think the two most improved drivers, Dustin, this year in Dirt Late Model Racing have been Tyler Bruning and Stormy Scott. Those two guys there have done really well.
Yes, they have.
Here in 2021.
How about that, guys?
Yeah.
Max Blair is the quickest driver in a hot lap so far with a 1.5617. Ben Shelton.
Down here on pit road, insane. Dwayne, what is it going to take for you to get luck at Eldora? Did you lose a motor?
Yeah, we lost a motor here in hot laps. This one was brand new. We also lost one last Sunday, so not a good streak here, but we got a couple more. So we're going to change it, and we might miss a night or two here, but we'll try it again here maybe Friday.
We're going to hope for better luck for insane Dwayne Chamberlain. A scratch here tonight, though, guys, in car 20.
Well, man, that is a tough break for him. And again, he made 2 laps here just a couple weeks ago, James, before the motor let go. And unfortunately, Lady Luck deals him a bad hand again. Next group of drivers making their way out on the track, led out by a second-generation driver. Is this his first time here?
Group number 4. Max Blair's a third-generation driver,
yes,
by the way. And so is Hudson O'Neill, who's here. And first car out, it's the Little Head Knocker.
Little Head Knocker.
Yes, that is P.D. Ivy's son. That is Tyler Ivy out of Union, South Carolina. The 40B out of Brandon, Florida. The Brandon Ford Rocket. That is Kyle Bronson. And the orange, white, and blue 40B behind him. And the Larry Mooring Motorsports Black Diamond. That'll be the 2-time Lucas Oil MLRA champion. That is Chad Simpson. He's out of Mount Vernon, Iowa. The 4G. He needs to upgrade to 5G, right? We're up to 5G now. Cody Evans out of Camden, Ohio. You knew that was going to happen.
I knew that was going to happen.
Jensen Ford, you know where he's from. Johnson City, Tennessee.
In Johnson City.
In the TNT chassis, by the way. There's Chris Smokey Madden. In the 44. Yes, the Franklin Enterprises rocket in the car number 8. Oh, it's the high side tickler. That is Kyle Strickler out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Heartbreak Hotel, yes.
Last year at the Intercontinental Classic for Strickler.
Oh, man, that was tough to watch, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Not in the Longhorn no more. He's in a Team Zero Bloomquist tonight with a Clements engine under the hood.
And guys, before they came out to Eldora, literally they saved that tire from last year at the shop. They have it hanging in the wall. They looked at it, and that always gives them motivation and drive. And man, they are ready to fire here this weekend.
Also on the track, the Show Me 100 winner, that is Hudson O'Neill in the 71 car out of Martinsville, Indiana. The Roger Sellers Double Down Motorsports Rocket. Also out there, Greg Satterley in the Gary Satterley Rocket, number 22 out of Indiana, Pennsylvania.
Look at this. Not one, not two. We've triple boxed it up for the
That's
folks
right.
watching
We
at
had
home
four
on
a while
Flow
ago.
Racing. I think you're riding with it. Looks like Hudson O'Neill that you're riding along with there on the Roger Sellers Motorsports Lazy Days RVs number 71. That's him with the in-car. That's also him in the bottom left box. And a shot at the staging lane there in the bottom right box. Of course, you've got the hot lap times over on the left-hand side. We have got it going on with Flow Racing here this weekend. Good stuff.
How about Hudson a few weeks ago, that emotional win out at Lucas Oil Speedway, wanting to show me 100, joining his dad. Just think about that. He could join his dad as a former Dream winner this weekend.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
They got some new Show Me 100 shirts down there, by the way, father and son. Don and no Marty O'Neill shirts.
There was no one, no, the buffet buster.
We need some Marty O'Neill shirts. Right now, Max Blair still the top till the hot lap. Hudson O'Neill.
Hello.
Dustin Hudson O'Neill, 15.433. Quickest so far in hot laps.
Yeah, is this track continue? Look at Jensen Ford turning the second best lap with a 1.5553. Little Huddy goes even quicker. It's not the singer, Little Huddy. It's the driver. The driver, Little Huddy. 1.5325. His average speed, James, 102.6 miles an hour.
Dennis Erb Jr. in that rocket, number 28 out of Carpentersville, Illinois. Fourth right now. Strickler fifth.
Greg Satterley sixth. Tyler Bruning seventh. As again, the track continues to pick up speed. Next group of drivers going to be making their way out onto the track momentarily.
Well, guys, we talk about you gain one and you gain one and you lose one. Chamberlain out for the night, likely not back till Friday. Got a text, and Mike Benedum leaving West Virginia. They're going to try to tag the back tomorrow night and definitely be ready for Friday and Saturday. And it's going to be good to see Mike Benedum back at Eldora. As I tell you what, I think people are watching at home on Flow, and they're like, you know what? I want to be a part of the party. So Mike Benedum, the 25, the Bristol Bullet, will be joining us tomorrow.
I don't think he hasn't run a race all year.
Yeah, no. When you turn the microphone on down there, Ben, I think that guy wanted to be a part of the party as well. The way it looked.
You know what? If I keep tripping over my feet, he might be taking over here any minute now. We'll keep you guys posted.
Next group of drivers going to make their way out on the hot laps. James rolling down the front straightaway. That's the look of the driver of the Reese Monument Company, number 20. He is he's the 2009 winner of the Dirt Late Model Dream out of Newport, Tennessee. It's the Newport Nightmare, Jimmy Owens. Behind of him in the 18 out of Manhattan, Kansas, it's going to be Chase Younghands rolling down the front straightaway, still looking for his first Eldora Crown Jewel win in the 157 out of Winfield, Tennessee. That's the Winfield Warrior, Mike Marler. What a loaded hot lap group. Behind him, it's the driver out of Blairsville, Georgia, currently leading the Castrol Flow Racing Night in America point standings, the 2015 Dirt Late Model Dream winner. It's Superman Jonathan Davenport in the Lance Landers Racing number 49. Also on the track for this hot lap session is the driver of the B1. It's going to be Brent Larson, the B1 bomber out of Lake Elmo, Minnesota, and the Danny Hatcher-owned number 6. That is Nick Hoffman. 12 modified wins this year for the driver out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Michael Brown in the 24D. I believe it's his first time at Eldora Speedway as well, James. And two other drivers on the track for this hot lap session. Austin Kirkpatrick making his way to black number 11s. Austin Kirkpatrick right now rolling underneath the giant video board over in turns 1 and 2. That's a Self-Built, the AK Race Cars number 11. Behind of him is the number 11 out of Verona, Kentucky, the second-generation driver. That is Josh Rice, who picked up the win in the Ralph Latham Memorial at Florence Speedway just a month ago.
Yeah, he was leading the Johnny's Appleseed Classic, had a right front issue, got into the wall, and they reclipped that car. Owned by Rick Jones out of Westchester, Ohio. Keeping on him, there's Austin Kirkpatrick, his own self-designed chassis. Native of Ocala, Florida, now living in North Carolina. As we are in Group B hot laps here tonight at Eldora. Jimmy Owens right now, Dustin, 15. Oh, Jonathan Davenport, 15.029.
We are very far from the track record, James. We're about 3/10 off. Track record, of course, is a 1.4761 set by Brandon Shepard back on October 12, 2018.
And that was in the daytime, right?
That was in the daytime, yes.
Jonathan Davenport, by the way, they have a Cornet engine under the hood tonight of that
know.
Longhorn for Lance Landers.
Average speed for JD, 104.678 miles per hour. Mike Marler, second quick. Again, we've kind of wiped the slate clean. Group B, the second half of the field now on the track to hot lap. as Jimmy Owens third quick, Austin Kirkpatrick fourth quick. Brent Larson, he's had a pretty good year this year. Led several laps in that World of Outlaws Morton Buildings late model series race up at Mississippi Thunder Speedway just a few weeks ago. Really good year for him. Would enjoy seeing him have a good weekend here. Speaking of guys that have had good years, James, it is the driver of the SSI Motorsports number 20 RT, formerly out of Chandler, Arizona, now calling Adel, Iowa home. It's going to be RTJ Ricky Thornton Jr.
Now, I know on that camera that looks like a different color, but it's black, actually. It looked dark gray to me in the lineup shoot down there. Yeah,
it's a reflective. It's a reflective black. Yeah, you can see it on the camera. It reflects blue. There it is. It reflects blue in different colors. Cool stuff.
That's it. That's the defending Pittsburgher winner as well, formerly out of Chandler, Arizona. Right behind him, the only 6-time World 100 winner in his capital car. That is Billy Moyer out of Batesville, Arkansas, the 63-year-old Hall of Famer. Going for yet another Dream victory here this weekend. And behind him, coming at you down the main straightaway in the car, number 15. That'll be Dean Bowen. Dean Bowen, his first time here. He's out of Cerro Gordo, North Carolina, in that CarQuest entry. Also on the track of the Dynagro Seed Team Zero Bloomquist car. That is Shannon Babb. Shannon Babb out of Mowequa, Illinois. Also on the main straightaway, debuted this brand new Longhorn of the Johnny Appleseed Classic, the Bayline Fire Protection entry. That is Jeep Van Wormer, former Trek champion out of Pinconning, Michigan. The 5N rocket car out of Batesville, Indiana. That is Dustin Nobby, the 99 Junior with the Durham Rocket. That is Frank Heckenash Jr. out of Frankfort, Illinois. And another first-timer, DJ, the 14B out of Norman Park, Georgia, and a Barry Wright icon. That is John Baker. And the Zero S car, I believe, is his first time here. Out of Garland, Pennsylvania, Ryan Scott.
How about the speed weeks John Baker had?
Yeah, very impressive youngin. There's Brian Nuttall Jr. He's out of Claxton, Georgia.
He is out of Claxton, Georgia. Ben Shelton, go ahead.
Well, actually, guys, Ryan Scott, yes, it's his first time here to Eldora Racing, but he was here exactly 20 years ago when his dad ran the Eldora Million.
Well, Jonathan Davenport still the quickest driver right now in Group B warm-ups. We'll see if anyone is able to get into the 14-second bracket this time by. Did you mention Dean Bowen on the track?
Yes, I did.
I may have missed that. Good to see
Cerro Gordo.
Cerro Gordo. Not Gordo, the former, not Jeff Gordo.
Not Gordy Gundaker.
No,
but Cerro Gordo.
Cerro Gordo.
Ah, what about second quick now? How about it?
J, second quick, 1.533. How about Jonathan Davenport? It's 0.3 of a second faster than anyone. That is a car, by the way, I don't know if anyone has mentioned it yet. That's a car that Jonathan Davenport and his team, they've actually towed around in their hauler for a while now. For 4 to 6 weeks. They've never unloaded it. They've never had to. They felt like the car was that good for Eldora. They did not want to unload it. He is 0.3 quicker than anybody else right now. RTJ second quick, Mike Marlar third. Jimmy Owens fourth, and Austin Kirkpatrick right now rounding out the top 5 in hot laps.
Ricky Thornton Jr. has been saving that car for this event as well. He's only raced it 3 times. It was not the car he ran at Circle City Raceway last week. He's very enthusiastic about his chances here this weekend, and right now maybe these guys keeping their prize cars in the box are going to pay big dividends here at Eldora.
I did not keep anything in the box. I've been getting ready for this all year.
Well, Davenport, that's not the car he ran last weekend, obviously, at West Virginia Motor Speedway, where he had the sweep of the historic 100. Both nights. 3S car, the defending Mars, and Summer Nationals champion. That is Brian Shirley's in the Bob and Lisa Cullen Rocket Chassis out of Chatham, Illinois. The number 6 car out of Elk Grove, California, the MAV TV Plus Longhorn. That is Kyle Larson. Behind him, the 32 car. In the Hoker Trucking entry, that is Bobby Pierce out of Oakwood, Illinois. The 25 Tumbling Dice MB Customs, that is driven by Jason Fager, the High-Side Hustler out of Bloomington, Illinois. The 1ST, the Rancho Milagro Longhorn for Johnny Scott out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. The 17 car, that is Zach Dome in the Longhorn Dome Cycle Sales. He's on the track at turn number 1.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is on the track.
Out of Cross Lanes, West Virginia. Actually lives in Dunbar,
It's a suburb of
The business is in Charleston.
the
but,
business in Charleston. Yes, I've been to the business.
You've been to the. I've been by there. I don't know how many times.
I've been
Right?
there. We did a Road to Eldora segment on FloRacing from the business last year. Yeah, Zach.
Yes,
Zach
you did.
basically runs things there now. Of course, him and Tim and Nick as well. But Zach pretty much runs things. We went out to the house. Me and Zach and Veronica. We sat on the front porch and rocking chairs and talked. It was a good time.
And he's only got one motor this weekend, so
Yeah.
he's hoping that Vic Hill holds together. And he's one of my pre-race favorites to take one of these Dreams, so that'd be pretty cool to see, wouldn't it? How about Silver Sharks out there?
He is Ben Shelton.
Yeah, you know, Zach Dome actually was starting on the pole for the Jackie Boggs Memorial, the 4B Forever race at Brush Creek back on Sunday night. Went out, the battery died on the pace lap, and he was heartbroken. He was in Richie Edwards' car, but he's got his 17 car here this weekend. 3 wins on the year in that entry, and Zach Dome is a guy that you know is going to be a perennial front runner. Can he finally get over the hump here at Eldora? That's going to be the question.
Well, he's had a couple good runs here. He's finished 7th in the World 100 back in 2017, both of them. 7th in the World 100, 10th in the Dirt Late Model Dream. And Ben, as you mentioned, he's got 3 wins this year at Richmond, Ponderosa, and Beckley, and all those races, I think, $4,000 or more. So it's been a good year for him. We'll see if he's got anything for him right now. Again, we got a triple boxed up Kyle Larson in the Rumley 6. Johnny Scott. That car has never seen the racetrack. That is a brand spanking new Longhorn out of the box for the 1ST. And then the 99B of Boom Briggs in the lower right-hand corner.
Are you kidding me?
Who would have guessed it?
Are you kidding me? Is that's
It's
close,
true.
0.2 of a second off the track record?
It's true. Kyle Larson, the quickest driver with a 1:49.19. How about Boom? Boom Briggs now falls to 5th quick. Zach Dome 4th quick. Unreal.
It's good to be Kyle Larson.
Kyle
isn't it?
Larson, 14.919, an average speed of over 105 miles an hour. Eldora Speedway, your fastest driver in warm-ups. It's the 6 of Kyle Larson.
We talked about that, winning the last 2 NASCAR Cup races at Charlotte, and
I mean,
it's unbelievable. Sonoma, how about his last 2 sprint car races? He's won where? At Atomic and Lawrenceburg. And you mentioned he won at Brownstown.
Can I say something? There are people out there that will, I'm going to say it anyway, there are people out there that will say, well, Kyle Larson, he's in the best stuff in dirt late model racing. I'm going to tell you something. If you put me in the 6 car, I'm stuffing it in the wall in the first lap. So I don't, it doesn't matter what kind of stuff the guy is in. You got to have talent in order to make it get around the racetrack, and it's just a testament to how good he is.
The track record, as you mentioned, 14. Of course, this is all unofficial. And 14.761. He was 14.919.
Yeah, so he's about 2/10 off right now. Next group of drivers being led out by the driver out of Seymour, Tennessee. He's currently 8th in the Castrol FloRacing Night in America points standings. That is Ryan King. He gets passed up by a former Dirt Late Model Dream winner back when he was driving for Dale Beitler.
Yes, say it.
He's the driver at Richmond, Indiana, Suds Car Wash, number C9. Is that what you wanted, Jake?
That's exactly right. That is perfect.
It is Steve Casebolt. On behind of him, just now rolling by the flag stand out of Bellevue, Ohio. He won the FloRacing Fans Entry, the 5-time Attica Raceway Park Track champ in the 50Y. It's the Missile, Ryan Missler. Coming down the front straightaway is the driver of the number 4. That is Travis Stemler. Good to have Travis Stemler here with us this week. Couple wins on the year up in the Wolverine State. Now making his way down the front straightaway out of Waynesboro, Virginia, the 2nd-generation driver. 4 crate wins on the year for the driver of the Gunners, honey number 17. That is Logan Roberson. Behind of him, the former Eldora 50-50 winner in the 26. That is Jimmy Sharp Jr. in the 26. John Blankenship, James making his yearly appearance. He is the former World 100 champion out of Williamson, West Virginia in the 23. Those are the drivers on the track for this, I believe, what is the final hot lap session for Group B. Kyle Larson, quick time, 1:49.19.
Blankenship, that's a brand new rocket. Formerly out of Williamson, West Virginia, now living in Knoxville, Tennessee. You got to love the Pepsi Blue 17, don't you, DJ? Logan Roberson.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Good to see the Cole car back. Right now, still Larson, Davenport, Pierce, Dome, Briggs, the top 5. Last group of hot laps here tonight. Night number 1 of the Double Dreams. 10,000 to win 2 features tonight. Odd and even. Mentioned Ryan Missler. Talked to him earlier. Of course, 4-time track champion at Attica. He's been here before. In some of
now.
those
He went
Sunoco-
4 in a row, and he picked up another one. Yeah, 5.
That's a tough
That's
track.
good. That's not
good.
It's a
Good
fun
show
track.
up there on
Fun
Friday
place.
nights.
Yes, it is. What do we got? Logan Roberson, I think, was the fastest driver in that group, James. 13th
Yes,
quick
sir.
with a 1:5.520. Kyle Larson still the quickest time overall, Ben Shelton.
We'll keep an eye this weekend on John Blankenship. I was talking to car owner Roger Sellers down there, and he said, I said, man, first race of the year. He goes, first race in 2 years for John Blankenship. But I tell you what, he knows how to get around this racetrack. And again, guys, we saw it as the cars came out. This is a fun field of cars. This gets me fired up seeing all these different guys here, the veterans, the newcomers. But we all know how important qualifying is as we get set for that to roll. And again, if you're just coming into the racetrack tonight and you're wondering why you haven't seen the zero, yes, Scott Bloomquist is here, but no, he will not get to qualify. He'll have to start on the back of a heat race in Group A. We'll keep an eye on the zero a little later this evening.
DJ, you talked about Jimmy Sharp Jr. out of Lyons, Georgia. He won the $80,000 World, remember that, the richest 50-50 ever a couple of years ago at the World 100. Did Jimmy Sharp Jr. He'll be in car 26 tonight, DJ.
Yes, he did. Well, Michael Rigsby, I know you had an opportunity to catch up with Chris Ferguson a little bit later on. What do you got, bud?
Yeah, guys, when you talk about this historic Dream weekend, one topic that repeatedly comes up, and rightfully so, is the fact that one guy could walk out of this place on Saturday night with over $250,000 if he wins Thursday and he wins Saturday. So I thought, you know what, I wanted to dive into that a little bit, and I discussed it with a few drivers this week. And first up on that list is Mount Holly, North Carolina driver Chris Ferguson, who is, I believe, pitted right over my shoulder here, right down in turn number 1. And the thing that I love about Fergie is this. He really is a student of the history of our sport. And he almost cut me off when I asked him the question about winning both races. He said, you know what, forget the money, Michael. You will forever go down as a piece of dirt late model history. This double dreams thing will never happen again, and that will mean as much to me as anything. We did eventually talk about the money, and keep in mind, Chris and his dad own everything on their own. So he immediately said to me, almost emotionally, my dad has done so much for me. He is the first thing that I am taking care of if we could win both of these $120,000 plus races. He said the same thing about his crew. He admitted his crew does not get paid, but they work like a full-time crew. If this were to happen, if he were to win both of these races, he would absolutely take care of his crew for their years of hard work. He didn't call it a season changer, James and DJ. He called this weekend a career changer. His quote was, stuff legendary moments are made of, and he said it would be an honor to be a part of it. And one other thing, I ran into him today in the concourse. He is as confident as I have ever seen him in my entire life. Fergie told me Scott Bloomquist has told me and taught me what needs to happen in these 100-lap racers and 100-lap races. I think he thinks he's going to win at least one this weekend. His journey for 2 starts tomorrow night, James and DJ.
And one thing, Michael, to note, the biggest win of his career came last July at Lucas Oil Speedway in the Diamond Nationals. That was $12,000. So 10 times that much he could get in one of these 2 dreams.
And I'm telling you, James, you and DJ know him quite well. He I don't want to say beaming or brimming with confidence, but you can see it all over his face. Chris Ferguson believes he can win 1, if not 2 of these dreams this weekend.
You know, I saw Chris whenever he walked in tonight, and he had that kind of $1 million, I call it a Botox smile, James, you know, because he's always grinning ear to ear. But you could see it in him, and I think that the last few times that he has run here, I think that he has shown that he has got a car that is capable of running with these guys, and he is now good in these 100-lap races as well. Let's not forget the last time we ran the actual Dream 2 years ago, he got a top 5 finish. He got 4th place here back in 2019. So
and he used to hold the track record as well.
And he had the track record for many, many years, absolutely. So he is one of those guys to keep your eyes on here this weekend. We'll send it down to the infield.
Well, we're down here with one of 7 drivers to win the Dream and the World. And Shane Clanton, did you ever dream, no pun intended, you'd come to Eldora with a chance to win over $250,000 in 4 days?
No, it's pretty awesome. Tony and the guys here that give the opportunity to the fans to come back and give us the opportunity to race for a lot of money this week. And hopefully we're one of the lucky guys that walk away with at least 125 this weekend.
Well, you mentioned walking away, and you had a little bit of a spill on a pit bike at the Show Me 100. You got a boot on today. What did the doctor tell you? Is it broken? What's the next move for Shane Clanton in your recovery?
It's broke, and I got a brace on. I got like a splint down both sides. It's It's not. It's actually my leg, not my foot. So he said, as long as you don't twist it, you'll be all right.
All right, how's that for toughness? You get this much money on the line, guys. A little broken leg ain't going to stop you as qualifying's underway.
All right, Ben, thank you very much. Jason Riggs will be up first out of College Grove, Tennessee, the 33-year-old in the Rocket Cornet, followed by the 19G out of Marshalltown, Iowa. It'll be 30-year-old Ryan Gustin in the Rocket Clements, TriStar Engines and Transmissions, Molly Ramirez Motorsports Quality Freight, ML Performance and Ace Wraps in the 17M out of Chickamauga, Georgia. It'll be 55-year-old Dale McDowell and the Shane McDowell teams